Joining us, whether you're joining us live or watching this recording later. This is the information webinar for sponsors and exhibitors for LocWorld53. We'll get right into introductions. Oh, if you have any questions, save them till the end, or if you're watching this recording later, go ahead and email us in. My name is Sarah Deming-Haynes. I'm the exhibit manager. Unfortunately, I don't get to be at LocWorld53 in person, but that's why I'm delighted that Erica is going to be here, and she can tell you more about her position.
And I'm Anne-Marie Colliander-Lind, and I'm the marketing director here at LocWorld. I am primarily responsible for our sponsors, but I also regularly communicate with exhibitors. And foremost, I'm your go-to person when we are in Malmö, Sweden. I'm definitely going to be there. And you'll find me at the Solution Square. That's the easiest way, or you can also email me or ping me, and I'll try to assist as to my best ability. Over to you, Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica Jeffries. I'm online content manager for LocWorld. I also help out with PIC, and I'm excited to be working with exhibits as well. And certainly we'll be looking forward to meeting and seeing you all in Malmö. And there's no such thing as a bad question. So we are all here happy to help you all.
Great. So first of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for LocWorld53. We have a platinum sponsor, which is actually an annual sponsor. And this is something I can highlight here, that this is a new thing, or an old new thing, that we have accepted annual sponsors for 2025. And we could do that because we were ahead in our planning and we knew where we wanted to go next. So the Monterey conference is already in the making, and a few of our sponsors have chosen to become annual sponsors. We also have a gold sponsor, XTM, silver sponsor, Smartling, and the bronze sponsor for this event is Crowdin. Translated, we'll make sure that we are well fed. Accolade is our opening reception sponsor, and we also have a keynote sponsor and a few other event sponsors, as you can see. Thank you all for your support. We couldn't have done this conference without you. You are super important to us, and if I can assist you in any way, do let me know. In addition to our lovely sponsors, we also have exhibitors, equally important. LocWorld has always been conference and exhibiting, and you see some familiar names, but also a few new names on this list of exhibitors. We are still in communication with a few more companies, so we hope and believe that there might be a couple of more joining in the next couple of weeks. We will find all our exhibitors in the Solution Square, and if for no other reason why people should go there, that's the only place where there will be coffee served throughout the event. So it's a very important place to visit regularly. So thank you all for coming to Malmö. Over to you, Sarah.
Great. I wanted to take a moment and just quickly make sure you know about the exhibitor toolkit. This exists on LocWorld.com, and it's just a wonderful resource if you're looking for any answers to anything. You'll find our schedule that we'll talk about here, the contact information for the exhibit company and warehouse and delivery company. You'll find links to this webinar eventually, links to the giveaway video. It's really just a wonderful place that you can go and check for, if you have any questions. It's a really great resource for finding. Anne-Marie, Eric, and I always love to communicate with you, so we really don't mind getting an email about anything that's there, but it is available around the clock, and we three are not available around the clock.
An equally important part of an event is, of course, what we do online before the event, during the event, and after the event. The official hashtag is LocWorld53, simply because this is the 53rd conference that we are organizing. Can you believe it? We are active on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you search for LocWorld, you will easily find our ID handles there. I'm sure you can come up with some much more exciting and creative ways of telling the world that you are exhibiting or sponsoring at LocWorld. But please remember to tag us, because if you do, then we can engage with your posts. We can share the posts to our community, and we want LocWorld53 to go viral. So please help us to spread the word. And you should have all seen the exhibiting badges or the sponsor badges that we are providing. And yeah, so please use them and tag us and build up the excitement for when we are going to meet in Malmö. Back to you, Sarah.
All right. I wanted to highlight the event app is going to be on Jujuma. This is one we've used for several events now. We're very fond of it, so we're very glad to be back on the Jujuma for the networking app for LocWorld53. Exhibit contact people will receive admin access on May 6th. This is 1 week ahead of when attendees receive access. The point of this access is to give exhibitors a chance to proof their information. Anything that you've given us to be listed on LocWorld.com will be transferred over, whether it's your website, your company bio or profile, your social media handles you've given us. That will all be there already. You're welcome to update any of that with the editing permission you'll receive on May 6th. It's also a place that you can go ahead and add video links or documents or anything else that you may want to have on there. Keep in mind you'll want to have everything in order before May 13th because that's when attendees will receive access. If you have team members who are attending, you'll see them show up on the app closer to May 13th. You'll only see those who are exhibitor contact people receive access on May 6th. So your team members will be added closer to when they will receive access as an attendee. And we recommend that you have all of your team registered before that May 13th so that you're able to start seeing who attendees are and connecting with them via the app from the very get-go. Oh, good. More talking. So this is to give you just an example of what the networking event app will look like. Solution Square, the image on the left is what the Solution Square listings will look like on the browser. So as you can see, it's a pretty straightforward but streamlined and kind of elegantly simple way to present that information. The image on the right is what it'll look like if you click in on any one of those companies. The Localization Institute, which was one of our co-organizing companies, had added a video, so you can see how that would be presented at the top of the screen on the browser, and then the company information below. If you choose not to add a video, that listing just doesn't populate. It only shows what you have information populated in. It only shows those links. And then this is what it'll look like for people who are joining by a mobile app. So again, on the left is kind of how the Solution Square listing will look, what the company information that's shown will look like. And then on the right is if you were to click into one of those companies, the information that's presented there. As you can see, it's the Localization Institute again. The video this time is now below in that list below because it doesn't have the same sort of formatting when you're on the mobile app. Yeah. Then a brief moment to touch on lead capture. Lead capture is done through the same app. You don't need to download a second app. I'm going to send out an email with instructions on how to do this later on that you can share with your team members. It will include my QR code, which you can see on the right there, so that your team is able to go ahead and test and make sure that they know how it's working. But basically, as a quick rundown, as you can see, the far left image has the fourth thing down in the left column is gather leads. That will only appear for exhibitors who have the ability to gather leads, since it's only exhibitors who can do that. You'd simply click on that. The screen that's right now shown in the middle would appear. You would say scan QR code if you wanted to use the camera on your phone to do that. You'd scan the attendee's QR code and there you go. We'll go into more details about where QR codes can be found on attendees and how you can get the your leads list emailed to you in that later email. But it's the same system that we've used at the most recent event, and it's pretty elegant and straightforward. All right, more talking from me. Here's an image of our Solution Square layout. I'll mention here that, of course, we call it Solution Square when we are ever talking with attendees because we believe that name captures what the space is for us. It's kind of the town square where people gather in between sessions, and it's full of solutions. So as you can see, our Solution Square is spread out of the hallway space. It's this really grand, well-lit, beautiful, spacious along the left side of the plenary and all the way down. And then we're also inside the room here of high 2, 3, and 4. So as you can see, there's kind of food and beverage tables scattered about. It's noted on the map where those will be. There's a couple of them are permanently installed coffee stations, and then the rest will be tables and so forth that are set in specific locations. This image is going to look slightly different from what you saw as a sales image back when you were registering for an exhibit, but nothing major has changed. We do anticipate there will be yet a couple more refinements before we get to the actual final image, but again, it shouldn't be anything of consequence, just to mention that things are going to look a little bit different than this does exactly right now. The other things I wanted to point out was a little bit of what we know about traffic flow. As you can see near the upper left door of the plenary is the registration desk. So of course that's going to see quite a bit of traffic, especially on day one. Then we anticipate most attendees are going to use those left doors to the plenary. There are, however, right doors to the plenary you can also see on this map. So people are free to use that. Just almost everything that people will need, including bathrooms, are easily findable out of those left doors. They're going to need to go down one set of stairs to the lower level, which is where the rest of the session rooms will be. So we think a lot of traffic near stairwells and the elevator. You can see where there are arrows there to point out which are the stairwells that are going down. So all of those areas should see some traffic at session in or out times and or start times. Then as you go into the high 2, 3, 4 section of Solution Square, we think the doorway that's on the left, upper left corner will see the most traffic, just since that's the closest to the plenary door that we think there'll be traffic. There is doors on the right, also similarly placed on the other side of the room. That should see some traffic as well, but probably not as much as the left in what we saw last time. There is a door that lets out on the hallway on the lower section from that high 234. It's the door between exhibit 124 and 213. This is a fire door. What this means at the venue is that people are welcome to use it, and it is we will probably see a bit of traffic coming to and from there, but the doors need to remain closed when someone's not actively going through it. That's what the fire door part of this means. There's also this section that's a little shaded down in that lower area that you kind of can walk right in on from that doorway. And we will have tall tables in that area that'll help give people a place to stop for a moment and connect with each other.
Excellent. And more logistics.
More logistics. Let me. All right, our exhibit warehouse and delivery company is the Malmo Mas service. You should have already received an email from them. I know you got their information in the confirmation email that I sent. Our contact person there is Natalie. She should be reaching out to you. If you haven't had contact with her and you want to, please reach out to me and I can make that happen, or you can find her contact email address here or a link to it on the toolkit page on LocWorld.com. Deadlines to take note of. The first is the most important, May 13th, graphics deadline. So this is a deadline that's become clear since the initial deadlines were shared. The deadline is a hard one that they need to receive any graphic orders by May 13th. So if you are going to arrange graphics through the exhibit company, you have to do that by May 13th or they will not be able to help you. It works out really well because that is also the date where prices go up. So hopefully it'll save you some money in the long run. There are also, the last date is a date where the prices will go up because the event has started. So that'll be the most expensive point. And then the May 29th through June 2nd is if you are going to be shipping stuff in and you want warehouse and delivery services from the exhibit company, you know that things can arrive between May 29th and June 2nd and between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. in that time. So those are the deadlines. May 13th is the one to really get yourself oriented to.
Excellent.
All right, booth information. Just a quick moment to make sure everyone knows what to expect when you show up there. We are again delighted to be working with the B Matrix system. We had this in Dublin last year and we're very fond of it. It's a very crisp, clean way to have these exhibits set up. Very similar to Octanorm, but it feels just a little crisper and cleaner because it doesn't need that front header piece as a support. So as you can see, this is an image. This is an example of the 3 by 2 meter booth. This is what a middle one will look like, meaning it'll be in the middle of two, so it'll have a sidewall on each side of it. End booths, ones that are at the end of a line of them, or a standalone exhibit that's on its own will only have one end wall and the other side will be open. If you have any questions about that, you can go ahead and write me and we can talk more about what that means. As you can see, there will be a little place for a basic company ID sign, meaning just your company name on top. Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you miss the deadline of May 13th, or if you don't want to order graphics from the exhibiting company, you are welcome to bring your own roll-ups
Yes, that's very
and
true.
decorations.
Yes, there's no need to work through the exhibit company in this situation. But it'll just be nice and ready and set for you if you do.
So true, so true. Okay, Erica, I think it's your turn. Sarah, you can.
Oh, not a problem. But a couple key dates I want to work through. Again, the conference schedule is posted on our website at LocWorld.com. On Tuesday, June 3rd, you'll see exhibitor setup is from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please do not arrive before 2 p.m. The exhibit company will be using that time to set things up, and you will not be allowed in. Plan on being finished up with your setup by 5 p.m. That'll leave you time before the networking activities start that evening, leading off with the opening reception. At 3 p.m., there is an optional orientation meeting for those that are there and interested. It'll give you an opportunity to say hello. We will review the schedule, cover any updates, and answer any questions you may have. We will also want to ensure that everyone knows how to use the lead capture function within the conference event app that we've already discussed, but we also really appreciate that opportunity to have a face-to-face moment with y'all before we get into the busy time of the conference itself. On June 4th, Solution Square will be open between 8:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m., which is a half an hour before sessions start for the day, and closing at 5:30, which is 15 minutes before sessions end. Festivities for the evening will start approximately an hour later. On Thursday, June 5th, Solution Square will be open from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And the end time coincides with the end of our final break, which is at 4:30. From 4:45 to 5:15, that is the closing session and prize giveaway. Anne Marie will be touching on that shortly. For those that are going to be participating in the prize giveaway, you can plan to start dismantling your exhibit after that session ends. But if you and your team members will not be participating in the closing session, we ask that you don't start dismantling until 4:30. Also, you're going to want to make sure the dismantling is done by 7 p.m. so the exhibit company can take over the floor. And they will also be available at 5:30 p.m. to answer any questions that you have with regards to outbound shipping, and any other questions with their breakdown.
Thanks, Erica. I'll add too that the 9 a.m. start on the second day is 15 minutes before the first session begins on that day. And it's a little later because we think people are going to be out having fun the night before. But Anne Marie's about to talk about that.
Thank you, Sarah. Yes, the networking opportunities. We have some wonderful opportunities for you to meet and greet with our attendees. It actually starts already on Monday the 2nd. This is a popular event that we call the Newbie Get Together. It's an unofficial way for us to welcome newcomers who have not participated in a LocWorld conference before. And if I were an exhibitor, that's where I would go, because we allow dinosaurs and veterans and returning customers as well to show up at the Newbie Get Together event. It's a pay-as-you-go event, and we will announce where and when we will meet, but it will be in the early evening of the Monday, the 2nd of June, in a very close by locale. So bear in mind, if you're early in town, that's a first opportunity to meet your peers and attendees of LocWorld. On the Tuesday, 3rd of June, we have the opening reception, which is kindly sponsored by Accolade. It will be at the conference venue, very convenient for all of you traveling into town that day or being busy setting up your booth. It is open from 6:30 until 8:30. If you are a speaker, there is actually also a speaker's reception an hour before the opening reception. Same venue, same room, very easy to catch, but it's only open for the speakers in the main program. We do know that some companies want to arrange their own dinner activities with their team or key customers, or just having a nice evening out. We ask you kindly to honor the official hours of the opening reception. So if you are planning to do something on that evening, make sure it doesn't start until 8:30 so that we can all meet and greet in the Malmö Live venue. Sarah, you're muted, I think, if you wanted to break in and say something.
Oh, no, so sorry. You're all good.
Okay, sorry. Okay, after the first day of conferencing, as Erica mentioned, we have the conference dinner. It is being held at Slakthuset, which means slaughterhouse, in case you want to know. It is conveniently located only a 7 or 8 minute walk away from Malmö Live. So there will be no buses, but sure, you can take a cab, but if the weather is nice as it was 2 years ago, hopefully we will have a nice stroll down to the conference dinner. It starts with a welcome drink at 6:30, and officially the dinner part ends at 9:30. It is sponsored by Translated, and Translated also sponsors the after dinner event. And surprise, surprise, it's going to be in exactly the same locale. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can just grab your credit card, go to the cash bar, continue the party until late, and we hope that you will do so. Sweden is known for its light nights, or yeah, the sun almost never sets. So this is a wonderful opportunity to experience the summer nights or spring nights of Sweden. And I should also remember to mention to you that your ticket to all these wonderful networking opportunities, except the newbie event, is your name badge. The name badges are not only for us to remember who we're talking to, but it's also for everyone else involved in organizing this event, including the conference venue and the hotel. So to make sure that you are allowed in on these networking opportunities, wear your badge and wear it all the time, because for security reasons, we want to make sure that everyone who's moving around at Solution Square, at the reception, wherever you are, that we are all part of the same club. So don't forget to wear your badge. Okay. We're closing into the end. We all want to be winners, right? This is a very long tradition at LocWorld that we are doing the Solution Square raffle, or the closing remarks raffle, whatever you want to call it. If you have been exhibiting in the past, you know how it works. So we are doing it still the very old-fashioned way. We will be giving you this beautiful little gift bag where you can collect business cards from the attendees, and you're welcome to bring a prize that we will raffle at the closing remarks. There are 3 important rules to become a winner. You have to be in the room. You can only win once, and the last one I can't remember. Sarah, can you remind me? What is the last rule?
I think that those are the only rules for the attendees. I think if you're thinking about for the exhibitors, it's the price.
The price, yes. If you want to participate, you bring a prize of a minimum value of 100 euros. We don't want to see licenses and such, because we don't know who the winner will be. So it should be something that could go down well with anyone. We also recommend that you avoid bulky items or liquids, because many people are traveling with a carry-on only, and it might be difficult for them to bring something heavy back home. You don't have to participate, but it is a fun way to close the conference. People are jam-packed in that room to see if they are the selected one. Also wanted to mention that it will be a nice footage for you, because we will have our public or official photographer there who will capture the moment with your logo as the backdrop. So yeah, If you want to play with us, play with us. If you don't have to. And you don't have to decide now. And if you didn't get what I was trying to explain, there is actually a tutorial on how to do this. It lives on our Exhibitors Toolkit page or on YouTube. So, I mean, all the things we can learn from YouTube nowadays.
I would add too that every once in a while we get some feedback saying it's a shame that this person or that person won because they're a competitor. It is entirely fair for you to vet the cards that are going into the giveaway bag where the winner will be drawn from. If you know that your competitor has dropped cards in there, you're very free to pull those out. I would suggest you not rig the drawing to a fine degree, but simply removing a couple cards of people who you know you would not like to have that visibility with is absolutely fine.
That's so true. And I forgot to mention, you are all thinking now, but oh, what if they don't have business cards? Well, we solved that problem too. So we are going to hand out empty cards that people can fill in their own details. So don't worry. If they don't have a business card, we have the solution for that as well. I think it's time for us to wrap up. Have we had any questions in the chat, Sarah?
Not as yet. If this is a moment where you have a question for something we haven't answered, go ahead and you can type it in, or you could unmute yourself and ask it that way. If you're watching this at a later point, I don't think either of those solutions will work for you. So give me an email at sarah@LocWorld.com, please.
And the picture that we are looking at right here is the beautiful bridge that is connecting Sweden with Denmark. So this is also a reminder to all of you, if you haven't booked your tickets yet, Copenhagen Airport is the airport to choose for international travelers. When you arrive to the arrival hall at the airport, it's only a 200-meter walk to the train station or the train track where you can take the train. It runs 3 times an hour, and it takes only 20 minutes to cross the bridge. If it's a nice day, you will have a very nice view of Öresund. And then when you arrive to Malmö Central Station, it's actually only, again, a 7-minute walk to the conference venue. So if you don't carry too much luggage with you, it's a nice little stroll down the street to the conference venue. It couldn't be more convenient. So avoid Malmö Airport, that's much more troublesome. Look for tickets in and out from Copenhagen Airport.
All right. Well, we still haven't had any questions written in, so I think all that's left is to say thank you so much. We hope your preparations for LocWorld53 go well. We're here for you if there's something we can do to help before then, and best of luck.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today, and looking forward to seeing you all, even for those that are watching this at a later date. Thank you, everybody.
Vi ses i Malmö. Hej då!
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.